We are at the end of the month of June 1642, and for King or Country, a mod about the English Civil War for medieval 2.4 made by Alpha Delta. I have made a few changes, including a change in the music. So since last episode we have new music which is related to the English Civil War. It's not from the American Civil War, it's not Scottish, it's not something else. It's English Civil War related. No fife and drums, no synthesizers, no computerized sounds, original recordings. So we have finished this game turn basically, so I'll move over to the next game turn. That was very quick. The fleet declares. In my view, this was a very important event. So in July 1642, the fleet declared for Parliament. That meant that basically the king was blockaded in England. He had no means of trading with the continent, he had no means of investing in the continent, he had no means of borrowing money from the continent. If he did, the money, there was a chance he would be captured. So they would have to run the gauntlet, and otherwise the official navy would confiscate the money. So that really put the king at a disadvantage and put the Parliament at a huge advantage. Of course, Parliament also had London, which was the economic hub of Great Britain. So these two things combined really made it very difficult for the king to win the campaign in the long run. He had to win it in a battle very quickly. The Committee of Safety is another interesting idea. So it was a committee that was meant to keep the king safe. Who were they going to keep the king safe from? Allegedly his advisors, because otherwise they could, in the course of things, be accused of treason, and to safeguard against that possibility, they instituted or appointed this Committee of Safety, and they started liaising with the king. They would send a representative to Oxford every so often with demands from the Parliament or requests from the Parliament or proposals from the Parliament and so on, and then he would bring back the reply of the king. And this would happen on a regular basis, sometimes a couple of times a month, as soon as committees could come up with new proposals. Once or twice a month, the representative would go over to Oxford and come back with the king's response. The Captain General was the Earl of Essex, Robert Devereux. Okay, so we have hired a few units, so we have recruited a few units, so we have retrained a couple of units. Some of them were trained in Oxford, I think, this King Charles unit. The Newcastle Regiment was retrained in York. We have finally repaired the brick wall in Worcester. Guard of Farnham the Honourable has gotten himself a guard dog. Okay. Our queues are stalled. We are not the strongest faction. The strongest faction is Parliament. one of our units was on his way somewhere and he betrayed us. Well, it was one of the units. I think it was a unit going to York to be retrained. Never mind.
As you wish.
What can you do? That's a bit of a shame. I think it was a golden, silver chevron unit, but we may bump into him in the course of things. So we can send more units in that direction.
Sire.
We'll have to send them now with the Earl of Newcastle in case we bump into the traitors. Okay, let's see if we can do that without completely losing public order. Let's first save the campaign. July now. I wonder if there's not going to be a battle this game time.
My lord. Sire. Orders. Sire. My lord.
Up to here it's safe. Oh, why don't you go with
Hail my king.
our general?
Assembling a mighty
So it's
host
probably
of
somewhere there,
knights
so we have to
fire.
be careful.
With honor, sire. Yes, my liege. We shall continue tomorrow.
Situation here is not ideal. What can you do? Let's see, maybe we can... yeah, maybe that's an idea. Why don't we get a trained bands unit? We have 5 musketeers. Let's get a pike unit. Okay, how's the situation looking here? He's being troublesome.
Come and get
3 units.
coward.
Would be useful to take him out. He's been troublesome because we cannot send units to be retrained. It's a bit annoying. He's gonna head our way. If I leave this castle, it will go rebel. Ah, we can retrain the units here. That is very handy. Excellent. Of course, I forgot. Would it be nice? Oh, we are getting the office of horse here. That would be very useful because we could retrain some of these units. We still need to send the Royalist Lifeguard of Horse to Oxford. What can you do? And how are we doing down here? We need to get the regimental recruitment hall at some point to retrain our units. But public order is very low, so... Okay. So we have to wait for the bakery first. And in fact, after that, we need to get the printing press. Okay, that's good. And we're building something also in Reading. And here we need absolutely nothing. We can't even get artillery. So Warwick is all set. There's nothing we can build of any use. Do not get the office of conscription. This is very confusing. Recruitment slots allowed, this is correct. Political conversion bonus says 4%. That's minus 4%. So every game turn, if you build this building, you'll be getting minus 4% support for your faction. You'll be losing support for your faction. Not only that, but once constructed, this building cannot be destroyed. I'm just letting you know. You get a nerf in public order, minus 15% if you build this building. And experience bonus to troops trained here, plus minus, you think, what is this? Well, it's minus 2. So you get a nerf of 2 experience. So you either get 0 experience if you had no bonuses, but if you build some buildings that might give you experience, if you build also this building, you lose the experience bonus that the other buildings give you. Up to 2 experience bonuses you lose. And the same thing for morale bonus. So this building is just awful. At least if it was destructible, it would have been okay, but I think many people have been misled and built this building thinking they'll get positive bonuses in that. And I'm afraid we're entering a turtling.
Hail, my king!
Turtling zone or whatever. Turtling times.
Yes. Hail, my king! With honor, sire. Making camp here, noble sire. Sire.
Not very important, but I am going to need that. It's not the highest priority, but I am going to need it. So, this is going to be a turtling game turn, I'm afraid. We have a lot of units to retrain. Okay, at least we have a full strength back unit here now. That's a first. I'm going to commission in advance another 2 units and see how it goes. And that is the end of this game turn. One thing I could do is...
My lord. Sire. My lord.
Oh my god. Oh god. So hopeless? Indeed.
Hail, my king! Hail, my king!
Hail, my That's king. Not so good. You will not reach. Are you any better?
Hail, my king!
No, you're not. That was a mistake. Okay. Damage is done, unless we can get... He will not reach for sure. He's an infantryman. Oh, he will reach. So, Rodon, why don't you try that, just in case. Phew. That was lucky. We need to get the king back in there. Then let's go over here just so we have distributed our generals to be on the safe side. Are we building anything in Oxford? Can we build something in Oxford? Nothing pressing. We can build a few things here. Okay. And maybe here we may need a unit at some point. $418, I'd say forget it. What we could do is 105. If he leaves, this place will lapse into disorder. Oh dear. What we could do is at some point hire a couple of units and then bring this general over here, the governor. At some point. Public order is very precarious. Okay, so that's all we can do for now. That was an uneventful game turn, not what I had expected. But for sure worse is to come. Let's go over to the next game turn.
My liege, we must make a stand. We are besieged.
Ready.
The enemy lays siege, sire. We must.
We can bring reinforcements from the king. Declaration of war, yes. The king was joined in Oxford by Prince Rupert and Maurice. Princess Rupert and Maurice. They went over to Nottingham Castle and then they raised the royal standard rather than the official king, the official English flag. So we have a royalist trained band, pikemen and unit company in Leeds. We trained 2 units in Warwick. Q store, what do you expect? We are strapped for cash. And as I expected, we already have 2 sieges, 2 battles looming. Rodon is defending Reading. So we're building the Office of Force in Farnham Castle. Okay, that's good news. Okay, let's start with one of these battles. As soon as our general leaves Warwick, it's going to lapse into chaos and disorder. What do they have? We don't know.
Begone. You are not my liege.
We will not reach anyway.
Orders.
We cannot reach. But we will not reach, there's no point. We'll have to make do with what we've got inside.
Hail my king, sire. As you will, my king, to battle.
2 units of pikemen again with musketeers. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So I'm going to activate Reshade and come back. Okay, and we're back with Reshade. And here's Worcester. And without further ado, let's go into battle.
Honor and glory await England, men. Attack!
Sally out.
Units, await my orders.
Okay. This is our captain now, is the governor of Leeds. He's an infantryman, so rather than having the proper general, we are being, our captain today is the governor of Worcester. So I'm going to actually pause here. I'm going to do a test and I'll come back again in a second. Okay, I wanted to take the cyan view, the cyan hue out of the sky. It was singularly unsuccessful. In any case, we're back. And let's set up our army. It seems that our general in this battle is going to be the governor as opposed to the actual general.
Onward, move out. March. Forward, advance.
And, okay, not much to do other than start the battle. Okay, the aim, the strategy is to draw their men close to the walls and inflict as many casualties as we can, and then harass them with our cavalry until they are broken. Pox to the rebels! Okay, so this is just a decoy. Brooks Regiment.
Await your command.
Brooks Regiment had purple uniforms. Bizarre as it sounds. Purple was the most expensive dye. It was extremely expensive. So Baron Brooks splashed out on the uniforms of his regiment. Here is Baron Brooks' regiment, clad in purple. I don't seem to be doing much. Now I remember what I've done with the units. If I'm not mistaken, I may have not done it myself, might have been like that from the beginning. The majority of the named regiments do not have fire by rank, because in actual fact it slows down their firing. On the other hand, these guys don't seem to want to fire anyway. And the trained bands have fire by rank because fire by rank slows down the firing, so they're less good. In reality, fire by rank would have increased the firing rate of a unit. So that is the problem with the animation. And presumably because in the base game, the vanilla game, probably nobody ever reached the point of having musketeers in the actual vanilla campaign. The company thought it was unnecessary really to develop this animation further and make it work as it should. The fire by rank animation, I mean. Still 108 men. Originally they had 114, so they only lost 6 men all this time. Prince Rupert's march. Okay, the Musketeer Company has lost just 10 men all this time. We are making slow progress. The units are fantastic. If you check Modern Recreationists, they have some very cheap cotton clothing. These people look genuinely wearing felt coats and buff coats and proper. They look better than real recreationists. It's done a very good job. Alpha Delta. It's done a great job. Okay, let's sally out. God save the king. We're sallying out for the king. They're down, they've lost 20 men, almost 19, 20 now. Okay. Now, the proximity of the cavalry shooting at them could break them. This is what I'm hoping. I want one by one to break the enemy units. But we are on very hard, and their morale is very high. Are they going to shoot back? they're thinking about it. Oh my god. I am sure whoever was working on these animations would have made them work if he had more time. You know, if he had been given license to work a little bit longer. I mean, he's done a decent job. It's quite clear that, you know, for example, the double-handed sword animation had some issues. What's wrong with the cavalry? Okay. And they were fixed in kingdoms. And these could have been fixed if whoever was the expert at the time could have been allowed a little bit more time to work on it. It would have been so nice to have proper behavior for the musketeers. Oh, they're broken. I mean, both the stationary animation and the fire barrage animation could be improved. The reason why they weren't shooting was because they were shaken. Okay, there is a point in it. But I think they should have made an effort, at least one or two of them should have shot. When the pikemen are shaken, can still fight. One good thing of having only a few units is that it's possible to micromanage. But with lots of units in disparate parts of the map, you cannot even see all of them. But even if you turn in the direction, they may be like a kilometer away. You still cannot see, you know. So it's not just that you cannot.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Jolly good. It's not that you cannot manually control them. You cannot even see most of the units, unlike the AI, but with just a few units, like here, it's possible to macromanage. I am stating the obvious. Okay, so I'm retreating this unit because I want to draw them towards the walls. So I'll take out the pikemen, draw them towards the walls, so that our musketeers can shoot at them, because our cavalry is running out of ammunition. And so I've taken this unit off fire at will because I've almost run out of ammunition. But the musketeers under the governor still have ammunition. Yeah, they have more than half their ammunition unspent, so they still have most of their ammunition. No crossbows. Luckily, we have muskets. You know, it should be possible to check this and create a voice that says muskets or musketeers or something like that, instead of crossbows. And for this mod, I could do it, actually. It's not impossible. By the way, if you're interested in the new sounds, so the new kind of soundtrack or music, let me know and I can put it as a submod somewhere. You can download it. So I have removed all the American drums and fifes from the American bands. There were drums and fifes from the American Civil War, 2 centuries later, and they had a very distinctive American color. I've also removed all the synthesized things. There were some synthesized sounds that weren't real sounds, and they were from like 20 years ago or more. they sounded very hollow and annoying. So all those sounds are gone, and I have replaced also some fifes and drums on the campaign map. So I've removed those and replaced them with music by William Laws, who was in the court of the king in Oxford and served his bodyguard. He was one of the most brilliant English composers ever. He was a genius. Okay, we're selling out again. These units are very hard to break. I was hoping they would have broken under fire by our musketeers, combined with this lifeguard unit, Carabiniers, but it didn't work out. Carabiniers for cavalry, why? Because carabines had were not working on it with a matchlock mechanism. They had a flintlock, so the flint would create a spark, and if you fired a couple of times, eventually the spark would ignite the powder. Then you could shoot from horseback. You didn't have to, light the match and then stop, because if you were galloping with a lit match, the match would be extinguished. So, with a flintlock mechanism, you could fire on horseback. And so pistoliers and carbineers had flintlock pistols and carbines. And a carbine, you can, if you're trained, you can shoot it beyond point-blank range. This is the idea with the cavalry, the lifeguard cavalry in this mod. And also in 1648. You could train, if they were very experienced, musketeers or carbineers, you could shoot at a distance. You wouldn't really have to shoot point-blank. I mean, the chances of hitting anybody would be not very high if you didn't shoot at point blank. And basically these units do exactly that. At a very great distance, they shoot long shots. Chances are they won't hit anything, but they might cause some drop in morale, so might cause some units to stir and move and advance or retreat. And at close range, they shoot point blank. That is straight. They don't shoot like curved balls. That broken unit of musketeers is still running around. We can't break them. God, it's so hard. So I've taken off fire at will from that unit, and they're going to, just for the time being, take out those 3 musketeers, take them out of their misery, take them prisoner, give them quarter, and I want to draw these units closer to our walls so they can be shot by our governor, the unit under our governor. Okay, so we'll give them those 3 musketeers quarter. So I want to draw both their units closer to our walls. Warmed up. Eager. Damn. They have such high morale. Fire at will. I'm tempted to engage them with our pikemen. I have to somehow make a dent at their morale. Marching steady. That's not good. Pikemen, cavalry, double time. Oh.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Okay, that sounds good. Push of pike. Oh yeah. Always glorious to watch. It'd be nice if we had more men here, but still. Push of pike is always worth watching. Still cannot break them. Goodness. Let's see if I retreat. Will they break? Sometimes they break if you retreat. They think it's an opportunity for them to run. No. They haven't broken. Wow. Our retreat was so hopeless. You have to really retreat. Not like that. Okay. Can we break one of them, please? We're gonna run out of ammunition. At least the cavalry is. Okay. We've killed most of their men, but oh, finally.
Flees the field of battle and abandons his men.
Oh yeah, I think we have a chance now.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Goodness. Okay, let's take the musketeers off fire at will. Shift it. Okay, that's over. Victory. Colonel John has been killed. Run for it! Run for the hills! What is our cavalry doing? They are watching them. They are watching them very carefully. Run for it, lads! Wow, the cavalry is watching you. What is the cavalry doing?
With great speed.
Oh, there goes their standard bearer. Cavalry in medieval too is so glorious, especially shock units like these ones.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Wonderful. We lost 31 men, that's not so bad. Okay, nobody gained experience. Not too upset about that. The only unit really that suffered casualties was the pikemen, so that's not too bad. No one was born with a knowledge of God. Depends how you define God, isn't it? Or what you define as God. Aristotle defined as God anything that applies always everywhere. The laws of nature, for example.
Let us live, sire. Please, surely.
We can release, why not?
Yes, please, my lord.
We are honourable.
We have triumphed.
And the king will have his own again. Oh yeah. Okay, we can retrain this unit, we cannot. But maybe next game turn. Okay, and that was a successful end to this episode. Thank you for watching my Royalist campaign. I hope I'll see you next time for our next battle down here in Reading.